Joe Siricione penned a fantastic article for Al Jazeera where he analyzed the current nuclear stockpiles of each country, and he came to the conclusion that it's not states such as Iran who want to secure a nuclear weapon that are the biggest threat, but he concluded that it's actually the US and Russia based on how much nuclear weapons we both have. So he states, there are almost 16,000 nuclear weapons in the world today, and the US and Russia possess 94% of them. Worse, 1,800 of these Russian and American weapons sit atop missiles on hair trigger alert, ready to launch on a few minutes' notice. Few people are even aware of these dangers. Most have forgotten about the weapons. They think the only nuclear threat is the chance that Iran might get a bomb, or that plans are in place that effectively prevent or contain nuclear threats. They are wrong. On any given day, we could wake up to a crisis that threatens our country, our region, our very planet. Now let's just pause for a second. He says most of these weapons sit atop missiles on hair trigger alert. So in a few minutes, we can cause the apocalypse. That's insane. So currently, only 9 countries do contain nuclear stockpiles in their countries. Now, of course, that includes the US and Russia, but also France, China, Great Britain, Pakistan, India, Israel, and North Korea. Now, here's a chart detailing how many each of these, or how many weapons each of these countries have, with North Korea being the least, having less than 10. Now, the good news is that nuclear stockpiles have actually decreased since the 1980s. Now, here's a chart showing that downward trend as well. So I want to get to more on the article. So Siricione adds, the world's nuclear weapons are aging. Bombs, like cars, wear out and eventually have to be replaced. We are now in a generational transition when the weapons built during the terrifying Cold War rivalry of the 1980s are ready for retirement. This could be a good time for Russia, the United States, and other nations to close down these obsolete arsenals and save billions of dollars. Instead, the nuclear nations are raiding their treasuries to build an entire new generation of the deadliest weapons ever invented. Now, what's astonishing about this is that U.S. nuclear weapon spending alone is estimated to reach $348 billion, that's billion with a B, over the next decade, while arms control experts estimate that it could reach up to $1 trillion over the next 30 years. Russia is also increasing the role of their nuclear weapons in their military strategy as well. So this makes the conclusion evident. I don't care who you are, the United States, Russia, Great Britain, Pakistan, you need to disarm, and you need to disarm right now. Look, we just passed the 70th anniversary of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings, and during that time, between 129,000 people to 246,000 plus people were killed. That type of mass-scale devastation, of killing, it's unwarranted. I don't care what the circumstance is. So look, there will never, ever, ever be a valid reason to use nuclear weapons. So there's absolutely no reason for any country ever to own them ever again. Now think about this. There's only 9 countries that currently have nuclear weapons, but there's so many different types of explosive situations that could potentially come to fruition just between these 9 countries. I mean, if you look at Pakistan and India, they've been at odds with each other for a long time. If you look at North Korea and South Korea, well, the North does not like the South, and they're crazy enough to where they could potentially use a weapon on them. These are just some of the potentially explosive situations. Look, no squabble between governments is going to be worth the loss of hundreds of thousands of lives. It's just not acceptable, and it's time that we as a species come together and take a small baby step and say, look, we at least agree that we shouldn't cause the apocalypse based on an argument with another state, right? I mean, we can all agree as human beings we shouldn't push us further towards the apocalypse. I mean, look, we're already destroying the planet. We don't need to actually speed up the process and exacerbate it by launching nuclear weapons against each other, right? I mean, that's logical, right? So look, the bottom line is that we've got to come together. We need nuclear disarmament, and no state should ever pursue a nuclear weapon ever again. And the ones who have it, they've got to get rid of it.